Hi. Um, I wanted to provide you with a brief update on your Exceptional Learner Literature Review and Action Research Project, which will be due August 17th. And you have this information on Moodle under your project information. It's at the top part of your Moodle. But I thought it might be best if I take you through this document and talk you through it. Some students learn better by hearing it, and so I thought I would go ahead and do that for you. Please note the due dates. Sunday, July 19th, your first draft of your literature review is due. Sunday, August 9th, your second draft of your project is due, which includes your action research component. And August 17th is when the final project is due along with your presentation. So just to kind of give you a context, this project really has three components. The first component is what we would call a literature review, or basically a paper, similar to what you've done in other college classes, regarding a topic of your choice relative to exceptional learners. And this coming Wednesday and Thursday, when I speak with you, we'll decide on that topic. So you have a paper to do in which you need to research and document references. And then the second part of that is an action research component, and we mean action by what we mean by action is that you would interview or do something where you would obtain information other than reading. And you would use that information to supplement your literature review or add to it. I would imagine many of you probably for the action research component will be interviewing somebody, or you might be involved in some type of some of you might, there might be a Special Olympics event that will occur over the summer. You might be involved in that. There's a variety of different ways in which you can be involved in the action research component, but I would imagine the interview probably would be the easiest and the best for you over the summer. And then the presentation is will be done live on August 17th. So those are the three components, and I'm just going to take you through each one of those components. And so let's start with the literature review. You should have all the information that you need here in this document, but feel free to write down questions if you have them, and then we can discuss your questions during our weekly chat. So number one, you're going to select a topic that interests you. I have some topics listed below, but there might be something that's not on this list that you're interested in. And make sure, number two, that you identify the research question and have it approved by me. The third item is conduct a literature review using available resources. So I've listed some journals and some places you can go to get your information. You can also, if you're on campus or near campus, see Blair Stapleton in the library. She can help you with that. And a literature review involves researching a particular topic using information from credible sources. The purpose of the literature review is really to kind of gain a working understanding, an academic understanding of the topic you are researching. So if you are researching autism, I want you to have build some type of knowledge base, some type of background relative to the topic of autism and some of the research that's been done in that area. So you have a list there of some possible journals that you can use. Please use these following guidelines. The literature review needs to be no longer than 4 to 5 pages in length. 5 is probably better than 4, but please stay within that range. Use the review of the literature to address your specific action research question. So you will identify a topic, but I would like you to put that topic in the form of a research question. So for example, if you were I know one of you are interested in pre-kindergarten. So rather than say my topic is pre-kindergarten, your question might be, to what extent does pre-kindergarten help students in preparing them for their elementary experience? Or if you're looking at autism, a research question might be, what do teachers do to become knowledgeable of strategies to use with students who have autism? So you're going to craft a question that is going to help lead you to your research. The third bullet there is use APA format. If you're not familiar with that type of format, there's resources in the Miller Library, and also if you go to Purdue OWL online, there is a really nice site there that you can use to pick up all the information you need regarding APA. And then APA requires an abstract, so please include an abstract, and you'll find that on Purdue OWL. Cite within your text and also provide a reference page. And I would say your references with a 4 to 5 page paper, I would have 3 to 5 references, and you can use your textbook as one of those references. Now, your action research, which is your second component, you're going to use that question and as a basis for your research. And since you are not able to observe in schools during the summer, you will be able to do, I hope that you'll be able to do interviews or find someone that you can interview over the summer. I would like you to interview, if possible, a minimum of 2 individuals or 2 experiences that you can use to connect with your research. So one might be an interview, one might be an event that you participate in. You might have 2 interviews, but I would like you to have 2 pieces that would go into that action research component. The purpose of the action research will be to gather additional information to address your research question. And if you are going to interview someone or be involved in an event, you should have at least give that person at least 2 weeks notice. So don't if you're planning on interviewing somebody on a Thursday, don't call them up on a Wednesday or a Tuesday and say, hey, I'd like to interview you. Plan ahead for that. Number 3, your action research write-up should include the date. So when you turn this in, you'll turn it in with your research paper. So you'll have a date, who you interviewed, where and when, the questions that you posed for your interview, so you want to include those, and a summary of the responses that you received in your interviews from the person that you interviewed. And then the last piece would be your interpretation of that information, or the findings. All right, so those bullet points will be important. Now, the last page of this literature review or this project should be a reflection page that describes to me what you've learned through the literature review and through the action research project. And this should be 1 page in length. So number 5 kind of puts it all together. So you'll need a cover page that's APA formatted. You'll need an abstract. Again, go to Purdue OWL to see how APA formats, how you would format an abstract using APA. It should be you should have a literature review, 4 to 5 pages. Include your in-text, in-text citations. Again, you should have 3 to 5 references that you're citing. Have a reference page. Your action research write-up should list the components that I have in item 3. And I would imagine your action research write-up is probably going to be 4 to 5 pages in length. And then you should have a 1-page reflection. Keep in mind that July 19th draft due date for your literature review. Now, by the time August 19th rolls around, you'll be ready to present your project. Actually, that should not be the 19th. I mean, that is August 17th. So let me make a change there. That's Monday on the 17th. That's the day before you would start regular classes. So we're going to have us all come together, and you'll be doing a presentation, probably 15 to 20 minutes in length. And the presentation should include information from your literature review as well as your field research. So basically what you're going to be doing is sharing with us what you gathered for your literature review and what you learned from your action research. Feel free to use a PowerPoint or posters or whatever you can do to capture the interest of the class. So you are, in essence, teaching us what you've learned. So look at that as look at this opportunity as a lesson, not just reading something off note cards or reading something off a paper. You are actually teaching us what you've learned. Feel free to include an activity which would involve the class. So, for example, last semester I had some music ed students who actually involved the class in some strategies that a teacher would use in music for students that had special needs. So feel free to include an activity, 3 to 4 minutes or so, if you would like. We'll talk more about that as well. And then I think number 5 is really important. Want to make sure that you are engaging your audience in a meaningful way. Use your eye contact. Be well prepared. Use enthusiasm. So pretend that you are in the classroom and you are teaching a class, and so you want to engage us as much as possible. I've listed below that research questions that may be of interest to you, and as I said, if number 8, there may be a topic that is of interest to you that you would like to research and be involved in. I really want to make sure that you pick a topic that is of interest to you, and that is a topic that you can connect to. So I hope this is helpful to you. I know that you can read this on your own, but sometimes having somebody kind of go over it may help you to better understand. And again, we'll talk more about this coming Wednesday and Thursday when we do our FaceTime check-in. All right. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.